Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Understanding Psychosis, the podcast where we delve into complexities of mental health disorders. My name is Paloma Varela.
My name is ArelyTrujillo.
My name is Yesenia Chasco.
Oh, my name is Nayeli Cerrillo.
My name is Taylor Montgomery.
And my name is Marissa Valdivia.
Today, we're focusing on schizophrenia, a condition that affects millions worldwide. But before we dive in, does anyone here have personal experience or have seen it on a TV show or movie?
I don't have any personal experience, but kind of going off of my initial bias or kind of just understanding of schizophrenia, which is I just thought it was just voices. Like I thought it was just someone hearing many voices in their head, kind of nonstop, constant, every single day. I just kind of thought that's what it was initially without doing further research.
Yeah, for me, it was like I didn't know the extent of what people with schizophrenia suffer through. I just knew that it was hard for them to see someone that it wasn't really there. But for me, I didn't know like the extent of like education, work-wise, like all of that. I didn't know, and this helped me know how much harder it is for people like that.
So I've seen it through a TV show called Criminal Minds, but I do remember seeing how hard it wasn't just for the person with schizophrenia, but for the family member that was helping the person with schizophrenia. And after researching, I did learn so much more than what the TV show just showed. So.
Right. I also had the same mindset as you, Taylor. But then I saw this movie on Netflix called Words on Bathroom Walls, and it really got me thinking of how the people living with this condition struggle throughout their lifestyle. Great.
Okay. So first of all, let me clarify that psychosis is categorized by a loss of contact with reality and is a defining feature of schizophrenia.
Exactly. Individuals experiencing schizophrenia can have a psychotic episode during which they may lose contact with reality and can struggle with delusions and hallucinations.
According to the World Health Organization, schizophrenia affects approximately 20 million people worldwide.
However, recent studies have shown that the prevalence of schizophrenia varies by region, with rates ranging from 0.3% to 0.7% of the population globally.
That's so interesting. With these statistics, we can see the significant impact of schizophrenia on individuals and communities around the world.
And did you know there's various types of related disorders? These include delusional disorder, brief psychotic disorder, schizoaffective disorder, and schizophreniform disorder. However, schizophrenia stands out due to its distinct characteristics and prevalence.
Schizophrenia is often associated with robotic, emotionless behavior and it can increase the likelihood of violence, with individuals being 2 to 4 times more likely to commit violent acts.
And with research, I learned that the prevalence stands at around 1%, affecting both genders equally, with the average onset occurring in late teens to early 20s. And sadly, suicide rates among individuals with schizophrenia are estimated at 5 to 6%, according to the DSM-5.
Something important to know is that symptoms of schizophrenia can be categorized into positive, negative, and psychomotor symptoms.
Oh, you're right. Positive symptoms include delusions, such as persecution of grandiosity and hallucinations, most commonly auditory. And negative symptoms, on the other hand, involve alogia or mutism, social withdrawal, and flat affect. However, I don't know much about psychomotor symptoms.
Oh, I do. Psychomotor symptoms, while being like a bit less common, can include catatonia, awkward movements, and repeated grimaces.
That's interesting. I also discovered that the etiology of schizophrenia involves various biological factors, including genetics with a high predisposition among second-degree relatives and a polygenic nature.
I heard about that. Biological risk factors such as anoxia, brain damage, and abnormalities in neurons and neurotransmitters, particularly high levels of dopamine, contribute to the development of schizophrenia.
Oh, wow. Another interesting fact is that 90% of people with schizophrenia are typically smokers, possibly due to the perceived calming effect on their thoughts.
Oh, wow. So, schizophrenia does require lifelong treatment. So according to Mayo Clinic, the psychiatrist usually guides the treatment, but it does include the support and ideas of psychologists, social workers, psychiatric nurses, and sometimes even caseworkers.
In recent years, treatment success rates for schizophrenia have improved, especially with the introduction of second-generation antipsychotic medications. However, anti-anxiety meds and antidepressants can also be prescribed.
Wait, and do you know there are different types of antipsychotics to help with schizophrenia?
Yes, there's actually second generation antipsychotics which are preferred because they have lower risk on serious side effects.
First generation antipsychotics are often cheaper but have frequent and potentially significant neurological side effects that may or may not be reversible.
Yeah, so if the patient would like to take a fewer pills or they don't want to take any pills at all, they could take a long-term antipsychotic injection, and usually they're given about 2 to 4 weeks.
Psychosocial interventions are also really important in helping schizophrenia. Individual therapy can help them manage their illness.
Social skills can also help with improving communication and social interactions to improve the participation of daily activities.
Vocational rehabilitation and supported employment help people with schizophrenia find, prepare, and keep jobs.
Also, family therapy is also really helpful since it provides support for the patient and it helps educate the families.
But even with all these treatments, schizophrenia can still lead to hospitalization.
Research indicates that approximately 60 to 70% of individuals with schizophrenia experience significant symptom reduction with appropriate treatment.
And additionally, recent studies have highlighted the effectiveness of psychosocial interactions such as cognitive behavioral therapy, social skills training, and supported employment in reducing symptoms and improving functioning in individuals with schizophrenia.
There is growing recognition of the importance of early intervention for schizophrenia, and with this research indicating that early detection of treatment can lead to better outcomes and improve long-term prognosis.
Yes, but we also have to stop and think. How does schizophrenia affect families? It's crucial to recognize that schizophrenia runs in families, increasing the risk of close relatives.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Families can struggle with confusion, hurt, and conflict, and on top of that, navigating their loved one's false reality, plus managing financial and caregiving responsibilities.
And some coping skills for families include education, setting boundaries, recognizing warning signs, and praising positive behaviors too.
It definitely is a difficult condition and needs support from everyone. To support someone with schizophrenia, you would most likely have to avoid invalidating their own feelings, making sure that they are human, listen and calmly be respectful, and avoid direct discussion of delusional comments.
It is crucial to mention the legal rights of individuals with schizophrenia. Many countries have enacted laws that protect against discrimination based on mental illness, including schizophrenia.
You're right. These laws prohibit discrimination in various settings, such as employment, housing, education, and their healthcare.
Upholding these legal rights, individuals with schizophrenia can access opportunities and support without fear of prejudice or unfair treatment.
Finally, let's talk about global mental health initiatives aimed at addressing schizophrenia and other mental health disorders.
Thankfully, there is growing recognition of the importance of addressing mental health disparities and promoting access to quality care for individuals with schizophrenia worldwide.
Initiatives such as WHO's Mental Health Action Plan and Lancet's Commission on Global Mental Health aim to improve mental health outcomes and reduce the burden of schizophrenia and other mental disorders on a global scale.
By amplifying the voices of individuals with schizophrenia and their families, advocates strive to create a more supportive and inclusive society for everyone affected by this disorder.
These initiatives highlight the importance of collaboration and advocacy in advancing in mental health care and support for those individuals affected by schizophrenia.
As we conclude, remember that schizophrenia is a complex disorder that requires understanding, compassion, and support from both individuals as well as their families.
By working together and implementing coping strategies, we can navigate the challenges of schizophrenia and foster a supportive environment for all.
And that'll be all for today. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Understanding Psychosis.
Stay tuned for more insightful discussions on mental health disorders.
Until next time.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.